So today with us we have Mr. Sandeep Marwah, who is founder of Noida Film City and who has taken initiative, who is pioneer in the media education and bring it as a mainstream. He has also 7 world records on his name. So sir, how are you doing?
Hi, fine, thank you.
I have, if we see the media as a career for in India, so what your opinion, what are your views for the present scenario of media education?
I think you must know that media and entertainment industry is the 6th biggest industry in this country. We are now almost touching 300,000 crore rupees turnover in this industry. Around 6 million people are working. When I talk about films, then we must know that we are the largest film producing country in the world.
Okay.
We make around about 2,600 films in a year in 28 languages. There are about 12,000 theaters, 1.5 crore people, they watch cinema every day. And we are the largest selling cinema tickets country in the world. We sell something like 5 billion tickets every year, much ahead of USA, which sells around 3.5 billion tickets a year. And they make around 450 feature films in a year. So films, we are more than satisfied. When we talk about television, you'll be surprised. Now we have around 990 channels in this country in almost 28 languages, and probably the largest number of news channels in the world. When we talk about newspaper, don't forget that we have around 40,000 newspaper registered with Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. We have the largest number of magazines in India. The largest English selling newspaper gets published from India, and you'll be surprised that even the largest selling any newspaper in Hindi is also from India. So print, when we talk about radio, we have around 350 radio stations in this country, and all of them are doing pretty well. When we talk about new media, and that means internet, mobile, we have the second largest number of mobile phones in the world after China.
Right.
Now we have touched 1 billion telephone connections, and out of which 27% are smartphones, which means you can surf and
Right.
play with the internet on these phones. So now you can well imagine, with that kind of a media and entertainment industry we are carrying in this country, we have a huge scope for education, for training, and for industry workers.
Gee. So do you think, sir, as you have shared a very amazing thought about and stats about the current scenario of media industry, but still what I personally feel, and the society is not even very sure, parents are not so sure, they are not so inclined sending their kids to opt media as their mainstream career.
No, that you're talking about probably 25, 26 years back. 27 years back, I started this institution and I had to cut a very sorry figure. Because when I used to talk to parents and friends and or the youth, people were reluctant. They were
Right.
that time adamant of getting into or want their kids to be in the most traditional kind of courses, whether it's been a law or a management or a MBBS or an engineering kind of a thing. Not now. I think
now.
things have changed, and I'm happy that I have been an instrument in bringing change in this country when it comes to films, television, media, art and culture, education is concerned. We have created a inqilab in this, I must say, education, and we brought 7 world records to the
Right.
country. I'm happy that my organization has been honored 700 times so far. Imagine 700 times I have climbed the stairs of the stage to get my award, because we have been absolutely different, very innovative,
Great.
out of the world. We have designed now almost 75 different kind of courses, and there's a huge demand for it. The youngsters, they want to get into media, they want to be part of a creative courses, they want to learn these kind of things, and thanks to mobile, I must say that Everybody wants to do something better than what a mobile can actually click.
Right. Great to hear this from you, as the media is now part of mainstream courses, and credit goes to you. Obviously, you are one of the person who has taken initiative to start that in a private mode, and yes, you have make good, amazing records that too.
See, when we started, we were fourth in the country. There were three other institutions, and all the three were unfortunately going through a very bad phase. And luckily, that time there was a channel invasion. And suddenly, people realized that getting into even in television is not that easy.
Right.
You need to know the subject. You need to know how to operate the equipments. You need to know how to direct the programs. And that's how AAFT came into the picture and created a wonderful niche for itself, even in 1993 when we started this institution. I'm very happy my Prime Minister wanted to have a film university in this country to back upon the biggest film industry of the world. And that charge, I must say, and that responsibility I have taken. And I'm very happy that we have already started AAFT University in Raipur with its first course right now.
Oh, nice, great. That's good. That we have another branch in Raipur, except that in Delhi.
Yeah,
That's great.
very right.
Sir, as we know, one of the major drawbacks, even we were discussing before we initiated this interview, the major challenge maybe the education industry is facing right now, it's the curriculum, which is not changing as it should be ideally. So what's your take upon?
See, 1993 itself, I'm happy that I realized that film, television and media education is something like a medical education. No medical institute will be given a license unless and until you're directly connected to the hospital.
Right.
In the same way, this is my idea that no film school, media school should be given a license unless and until it is directly connected to a film studio.
Okay.
Direct film business, a film city like this. The success of AFT is that because we are based in a film studio, we are in a film city, and there is a huge industry interaction with the institution. Now, these are creative arts. Every film, every television production, every write-up, every radio program has to be different. That means you need to be so creative, you have to be so different, you have to be out of the box for your next program, which is exactly after half an hour.
Right.
So, at least in my business, I know that you need to alter, amend, correct, add, subtract, delete, mend your syllabus probably every 6 months.
Great.
The technology is moving so fast. I still remember when we started, we had a 16 mm, 35 mm kind of a thing. Then we jumped to tube cameras. It changed to 3CCD, it changed to low band, high band, beta cam, and now digital. In all these 27 years, I've seen 8 or 9 different formats. And when you say format, the whole set of equipment changes.
Right.
Everything changes. Imagine the equipment which we bought in 1993. I had to sell weight-wise only after 5 years. And the equipment which I bought in 98, I had to sell, or rather I had to present all that equipment to people to just keep as a part of the history.
Right.
So, now this is, I'm talking about myself, but then your question, yes, absolutely right. There are universities, there are courses where people have forgotten to correct the courses. There's no change in the courses, there is no addition or subtraction in the syllabus, and unfortunately those courses have become stale according to today's international market, because
Right.
India is now absolutely up to the mark, and we are working internationally. Our status has gone much ahead what we were 20 years back. So India is no that village anymore.
Right.
People consider Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta and Madras as international cities. People churning out from these universities, they have to be in converse with any international personality, setup, business organization. So mind you, these people, because they could not alter their syllabus, they're feeling let down.
Right.
Students feel cheated. Can you imagine Delhi University has changed its syllabus after 32 years. Unbelievable.
One of
For
the
32
best
years, you're teaching the
universities.
same set of syllabus, same set of stories, same set of, which is today's today's students are very intelligent. Fortunately, they have internet on their account. Mobile is right in their hand.
Right.
They have the power to check, recheck, learn, and relearn things through net. So what they expect from institution is something which is not printed in Google. So you have to be now different, extraordinary. You have to be, you have to share experiences. And I'm very happy that my total education system is based on case studies. The system is based on practical. It's based on hand training. And I'm happy that we are successful.
Right. So, according to you, where we stand on a global platform in terms of media education?
Well, that's a very interesting question for me because I'm absolutely now an international person. To start with, we have touched 145 countries so far. As far as enrollment is concerned, we have students coming from all these countries. So practically all the continents of the world.
Right.
We have a huge international faculty coming in now and then. My students are going abroad for further studies. They get instant admission in different universities. We have tie-up with almost more than 30 international universities for exchange programs. And the best part is that I have been nominated as a brand ambassador or a culture ambassador or a culture representative by the government of 56 countries. And then altogether, I can say that AFT today is being rated as the first 10 best film schools of the world.
Great.
There are about 125
Right.
film schools which are of a standard. And if we're ranking in first 10, I think that gives me a immense pleasure and satisfaction that we are on the right track.
Yes. So, with your past experiences, you are the pioneers of media education. I'm sure you must have faced many challenges while starting, maybe in terms of parents not sending their kids for the media education, and maybe in any other terms. So, any particular belief you have and you still believe in, you want to share with our audience that yes, they should follow that.
See, the biggest thing in life is determination. You have to have determination. You have to be very sure. Conviction is a very important thing. If you have a liking or a love for a particular trade or a business, why not to work for it? Because, like for example, I should go back much before when I wanted to get into films, television, and media, and when my parents were a bit reluctant. But then I convinced them because I started my career as a theatre artist, then television, then cinema, then I designed this film city, and you'll be surprised that many times I have been declared a madman. When I designed this film city, I was declared a madman. When I wanted to start a studio, people said you're going to have these buildings being made for Food Corporation of India. Now, यहाँ पर अनाज रखा जाएगा. When I started a film school, this is none of your business. Running a film school all over the world is a government job. It's because the education, film education is very expensive. It is the second most expensive education
Right.
after aeronautics. Or how can a private person can afford to have a film school? I mean, this is, and people thought that I'm going to come out with a heavy feces and everything. But then I have redesigned these courses in such a manner that I'm actually running these courses at the most subsidized fee. I'm the most cost-effective film school in the world. And we are giving huge subsidy to our students simultaneously from day one so that they can learn well, they can do well, and they can earn well. So, because, like for example, my BA in cinema for 3 years is 6.5 lakh of rupees today, which is the exact syllabus of a New York university in New York.
Okay.
And in New York, you have to pay 90 lakhs of rupees for a 3-year course. So you can well imagine it's the same course, same subject, same syllabus, and rather in my courses, it is much more practical than what it is in New York University.
Right.
So practical, film practical is very
Right.
expensive. And I am running these courses at a very, very subsidized fee. So that, because I'm an educationist, I want people to learn, I want people to get educated, I want people to use their education for better purposes, for the upliftment of the society, for the betterment of the country. I must add value to the nation. That's my job. That's my vision. That's my thinking.
So, for you, what's the current scenario of education in India if we look at overall education of higher education of India? And what are your 3 suggestions we should start implementing from the day one to improve it?
We have improved a lot. We have grown beautifully. We have large number of universities, and we have universities backing many industries now. People are very conscious. Infrastructures have gone much better than what it used to be. We have ample equipment all over the country in different universities. Courses are supported by ample case studies and foreign faculty members. But then this does not apply to all. Unfortunately,
Right.
there are on the other side, it's a shocking when you enter into schools, colleges, universities, you get a shock of your life. Okay, why they have been given a status of a university, why they are running the school, or why they're running the colleges. Who has forced them to do these things? Because then you realize that then people are money minded and they are very keen in making money rather than building up the nation.
Right.
And government has suddenly come with large number of checks, and those checks have given a heart pain to the education industry. More than 400 engineering colleges, more than 400 management colleges, few universities, they are in doldrums. They are in a bad shape. They have to either rectify or restart their business in education, which they need to be, because education is building up the character of the student of that nation.
Right.
Education means adding value to the life of that person. Education means making someone alert, conscious about the living style in the country. This is what education means. But unfortunately, when your sole purpose is only to make money, then you will not churn out a capable person or intelligent student, but you are actually only bothered about making money. So it's a sad state of affair in some parts of the country, where I think with the coming of now these kind of large regulations, I'm sure things will improve on that side. And on the other side, people who are already conscious about good education, they have done extremely well in the country.
Right.
When it comes to suggestions, number one, that people who are trying to get into education, they must understand the value of education, the purpose of education, and the after effects of a bad or a good education. Very important.
Right.
Money should be the second criteria for people who are trying to get into education. I mean, I can proudly say that this institution, which is called AAFT, has given largest number of celebrities to India. This is one education center where placement of a student is 90%. My student is working in the industry. And I'm proud to say that. Why? Because we inculcate values, spirituality. We add into the education. A student, when he is passing out, even the shortest course, which is 3 months, part of AFT, he doesn't go back home. He wants to extend his course. He cries on the last day of the education. And that gives me a certificate that yes, I am on the right track.
Right.
See the bluntness of the student today. They have no regard, no respect for the education institution. Now, how a student is going to respect you unless and until you prove yourself? So I realize that this is one industry, first deserve and then desire. Prove yourself. Give your best to the student. And I'm sure student is not that bad. He's going to give you respect. He's going to give you love. And I'm so happy my students, they love me. They don't spare me. I mean, they want me to be present in their every event. They want to be present on their birthdays. I mean, this shows my personal attachment to my own students.
Right.
And I'm not talking about 50 or 100. I'm talking about 5,000 students of this university.
Right. It's the love they give to you. It's a gratitude what they are giving in terms of
Yeah.
the
Second very
great
important
education.
thing is that every education institution should not just let go the education like that. They should be more than conscious that what is being delivered. Preparing a syllabus is on one head, curriculum is one side, but how it has been delivered is actually the most important thing. On books you're shining, but at the time of delivery it's ruthless. So there is a huge distance between the designing part of the syllabus and the delivery of the syllabus.
Right.
It's a huge difference. There is a sea difference which I have found in many institutions, and that creates problems. Students, they are not churning out up to the mark. They're not intelligent. They're not very, I must say, attainable. People in industry, they don't want them. Like, for example, I was shocked when the Vice Chancellor of Delhi University spoke himself that I am churning out clerks out of Delhi University before the amendments came in the syllabus.
Right.
So that was a time when Delhi University sat and they corrected all their courses one by one, because 32-year-old syllabus and there was no change and it was all rough kind of a thing, which I'm happy that they have worked on it. And third very important thing which I would love to suggest is that education does not only mean reading from the book. Education means 360-degree training, setup, mending of the student. So you need to have lots of things other than the hardcore syllabus which a university or a college must or have to deliver. So what you need to have lots of workshops, seminars, symposium, interaction programs, guest faculty, foreign faculty, festivals, interaction programs, talks, and that gives a student a 360-degree knowledge when he is passing out from the college.
Right.
He's not just a syllabus animal. He has to be a street smart. And that's what is needed today in this education in this country.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for your suggestions. What do you think of EduVoice as an initiative?
Wonderful. I congratulate you, Sujata. You've done well. I think we need these kind of even small setups which should come forward. It gives employment. It's a self-employment. It gives you a kick that I have started my own business. You feel like entrepreneur, and which is the key need of this country. The most important thing is when you are training people in college, every time student asks कि मुझे नौकरी मिल जाएगी, the most important thing is नौकरी. And our own Prime Minister is actually promoting people to be entrepreneur.
Right.
And that's the reason that the government of India started Startup India, Stand Up India, all these schemes. Why? Because idea is to generate entrepreneurship within the student. Because if one starts working, probably he can employ 3 more.
Right.
So the fact is that entrepreneurship is to be promoted, and we have to create many entrepreneurs, and I'm happy that you are one of them.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us with EduVoice, and it's a really wonderful discussion regarding media education, and many people and even I look up to you for this thing. Thank you so much.
All the best and God bless.
Thank you so much.
Should be okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. It's a wonderful discussion.